that's the mech. Now let's check in here.
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms.
This is Veetor.
No.
Veetor?
No, Veetor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
It's okay, you're safe now.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
I don't think he can hear you, Commander.
Have to hide. Mechs will protect.
And there you see, for the first time, we've seen what is new to Mass Effect 2, reactions of both the Paragon and Renegade variety, which can fundamentally change your interactions with some people.
Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
The monsters? No signs of them. Only mechs. And the mechs that supposedly you were controlling from here. But yes, so, new to Mass Effect 2, those reactions of both the Paragon and Renegade variety, and so those will fundamentally change the outcome in many cases of your conversations that you have with people. Oftentimes, it is basically taking a more physical action to intervene in some way, rather than just the pure speech dialogue checks that we had in Mass Effect 1. So, for that reason, you gotta be paying attention when you're in cutscenes in Mass Effect 2. It is not as simple as in Mass Effect 1, where you could, just snooze off and take however long you want, because you never know when one of those reactions is going to pop up. But, we didn't see those monsters. Not sure what you're referring to.
Veetor. We just got
no survivors either.
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
Yeah?
Oh my God. I think it's a collector.
What's a collector?
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay. Only a few people have ever seen one in person.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
Oh, lovely.
The Seeker swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
Yeah? That doesn't sound good. How did you escape then?
Why didn't the collectors take you?
Swarms didn't find me. Monsters didn't know I was here.
The collectors aren't known for being careless. Maybe his enviro suit kept him from showing up on their sensors.
Or they were using technology specifically designed to detect humans. Only human colonies have been hit.
A little strange, but for whatever reason, Veetor seemingly has been spared here. So then, what about these collectors? What else do we know?
About the collectors?
Nobody knows much. They're so rare, a lot of people don't even believe they exist.
More importantly, why are they abducting human colonists? What are they after?
Maybe the elusive man can figure it out.
Maybe, although he might not have any more information than we do. Then you said something about the swarms the collectors are coming with?
Tell me more about these swarms.
It's how they find you. Seeker clouds, machines like tiny insects. They go everywhere. They find you, then they sting you, freeze you.
Sounds like miniature probes, maybe. Find victims, then immobilize them with a stasis field or nerve toxin.
That sounds rather unpleasant. Yeah. Okay, anything else?
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
Alright, well thank you, Veetor. That is, far more information than seemingly anyone had gotten from the previous colonies that got attacked.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Veetor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Veetor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
And so, for those of you who are new to Mass Effect, Omnitool is the sort of orange thing that you saw on Veetor's arm not long ago, and that you've seen on a few people's arms as well. It's basically like a built-in computer that most people have on their combat suits, or in many cases even just random civilians if they are tech-oriented will have those. And so basic computer functioning abilities, as well as basically like a built-in 3D printer as well. You could basically think of it as a combined computer and 3D printer. So saying that he recorded a bunch of information about the collectors on said Omnitool, and so Miranda and Jacob want to bring Veetor back to Cerberus to see if we can get any more information out of him, whereas Tally's saying, hold on, this guy is clearly, he's hurt physically and perhaps psychologically as well. He could use some treatment. So Tally wants Veetor to come with her, whereas Jacob and Miranda want to bring Veetor back to the Cerberus. And this is actually a rather important decision, as it turns out, which does have some consequences later on. So I am deliberately going to send him with Tally here. It's, you know, the morally right thing to do, I think, is, you know, make sure that this guy has the chance to recover after he's, you know, just think about all the trauma. Every single person on this colony got, well, collected, if you will, except for Veetor, and that'd mess you up, I would think. That would mess with your head. And so, probably use some time to, you know, to unwind from all that, and maybe physically harmed as well. So, there's that, but also, I mean, we could see if Tally could join us.
You don't have to take Veetor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I want to, but I can't. I've got a mission of my own. It's too important for me to abandon, even for you. When it's over, and I'm still alive, we'll see what happens.
Okay, I mean, we'd love to get you back. What is the mission?
That sounds dangerous. What are you doing?
I don't think Cerberus needs to hear about it, but it's in Geth space. That should tell you how important it is.
And a whole lot of history between the Quarians, Talia's species, and the Geth, which are a sentient species of AI that they created, that then proceeded to, well, become self-aware. They initially were not intended to be self-aware, but became self-aware, and then were able to replicate and fight the Quarians for control of the Quarian homeworld. Quarians then got driven off of their planet, and now are forced to live in a moving flotilla that just flies around the galaxy and is looking for a home. And like we said earlier, the Quarians, each Quarian has to go out on a pilgrimage trying to find something to bring back to the flotilla of value so that they can still find a way to sustain their civilization when they don't have any natural resources on a planet because they are home planet-less at the moment. So a lot of history there, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that later on, but like I was saying, I think we'll send Veetor with Tally here.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tally will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
And if we can get the data, then of course we're still getting what we want out of him as well.
Shepard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
Thanks, Tally.
We're ready for pickup.
So the collectors.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Veetor's debriefing. No new data, but it's a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
Yeah, I mean, you may be all humans above everyone else, but having friends, and even friends from other alien species, does pay off.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you
And
confirm
whose fault
the
is that?
collectors are behind the abductions.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like when we were first learning about this that collectors were not exactly much of a known quantity, and yet you seem rather unfazed by all this. You don't seem surprised.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the collectors.
Okay. Ooh, sorry, banging my glass of water, but let's see. So, yeah, that's a lot of things we're talking about here. Hold on, Omega-4 relay, they're coming back out of it, they're retreating back through it. What's the deal there?
Why is the Omega-4 relay unmapped? What do we know about it?
Only that no ship passing through it has ever returned.
That
Our
doesn't
best
sound
guess is that the relay reacts differently to collector vessels, allowing them safe passage. If they can manipulate relays, that's just further evidence of the connection with the Reapers.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound good. What about, I mean, interested humans in the collectors, or why are the collectors seemingly targeting humans, I suppose, is maybe the direction of this question.
Any ideas on why they've shifted their focus to humans?
If they're agents for the Reapers, it could be any number of reasons. Obviously, humanity played a huge role in Sovereign's destruction. That might have been enough to draw their attention. What really concerns me is why they bother abducting the colonists. Once the humans are paralyzed, why not just kill them?
Yeah, that does raise some questions. Are they, I mean, taking a whole bunch of prisoners in that case, numerous colonies, so who knows? But, you say that there have been transactions with collectors in the past, so it's not like they are a completely unknown quantity.
What are the collectors getting from these deals?
The collectors aren't very forthcoming about their motives. Generally, they seek out species with rare genetic mutations or abnormalities. They pay slavers and merc groups exorbitant sums to obtain these specimens, and then they leave. But they've never targeted a single species before, and the previous sample sizes were in the dozens, not the tens of thousands.
Yeah, that's a pretty big number. Okay, so it does seem like you know an awful lot about this, and you don't seem to be telling us everything because, as you were just alluding to, it seemed as though you already had a strong suspicion, may have known quite a bit about the collectors without telling us, and only now that we have discovered and confirmed that the collectors appear to be behind some of this, that you are willing to disclose that much. So what else is there that you aren't telling us?
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns
What
are
is the
there,
tie?
buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
Okay, and you're saying that the collectors are apparently, potentially, agents of the Reapers, doing this on their behalf? Well, I mean, we're trying to take on the Reapers. We can't do that alone.
If this is a war, I'll need an army. Or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
I mean, good. It does seem like he's a step ahead of us in that sense. He's ready to set us up with a good team, but we did have a very good team in Mass Effect 1, of course, and Tali being one of those people.
Keep your list. I want people I trust. The ones who helped me stop Saren and the gang.
Right, who is
That was 2
a
years
criminal
ago,
leader
Commander.
going to set
Most
us
of
up
them
with?
have moved on, or their allegiances have changed.
Ooh, okay, well, we can ask about these being all of our teammates here. At least all of our surviving teammates. So, okay, let's ask up. How about Garrus?
Where's Garrus Vicarian?
The Turian disappeared a few months after you were declared dead. Even we haven't been able to locate him.
Okay, so not many answers in Garrus's case. As for Ashley?
Where's Ashley Williams?
She's still with the Alliance. Promoted, I believe. Her file is surprisingly well classified.
Okay, so again, these are all of our teammates from Mass Effect 1.
Where's Erdnot Rex?
He returned to Chichanka, and he hasn't gone off-world in over a year. He's trying to unite the Krogan clans.
Oh, wow. Okay. And, okay, so we'll see if we learn more about that later on. But, as for Tali, we did, of course, just run into her.
What
So we
about
know a bit
Tali?
about her.
She already helped us on Freedom's Progress.
That was unexpected. I need more intel before I'll commit to that.
Huh. Okay. And lastly, Liara.
Where's Liara Tassoni?
She's on Ilium. My sources say that she's working for the Shadow Broker. If so, she can't be trusted.
Ooh, okay. The Shadow Broker being another criminal that we know about, who is an information broker, buying and selling the juiciest of details to whoever the highest bidder is, and in doing so becomes a key balancing power in the galaxy. Basically able to enable any of a number of people to have all the info they need to take down their opponents or whatever else it might be. But if she's working for the Shadowbroker, that's concerning. But okay, in that case,
Okay, I get it. They're not available.
does sound like
You're a
our
leader, Shepard.
previous
You'll get who
teammates
you need.
not really available to us. But and before we died, we were a Spectre, which, like we were saying before, was is a prestigious group of individuals who are basically the highest ranking special operatives in Citadel space. But, well, I mean, that was 2 years ago.
I'm still a Spectre. Maybe I can get the Council to help us out.
If you think you can convince them, by all means. Just remember, you've been gone a long time. Things have changed.
Yeah, that's potentially the problem there, but you know, I suppose we'll find a way. We'll be ready.
You worry about the Collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
Good. 2 things before you go. First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
Okay, is that in order? I mean, sure, we do certainly need a team, as we were just saying, and it seems as though our previous squad mates from Mass Effect 1 not so available, but, you know, we'll do it our own way.
I haven't even started and you're telling me what to do?
I'm giving you direction. What you do with it is up to you. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
All right. What's the other thing?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
Oh? You don't say.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking.
He's from
I
our
saw you
previous
get
crew, of course.
spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the Elusive Man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only told me last night.
So you may remember, at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, we did kind of see our spaceship get blasted in two. And, well, hold on just a second here. Because this looks awfully nice, new, and shiny.
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
And the Normandy it shall be. The Normandy SR2, version 2, essentially. Alright, and so mission complete here. And so here's where we'll get our summary. Again, this is where the experience comes in. So we will level up in the process, gain a couple of ability points from that. And we have confirmed that the collectors are the source of the attacks on Freedom's Progress. Quarian survivor Veetor returned to Tally and the Migrant Fleet, and we'll examine his Omni tool for data and see if we can find anything useful. We did find the microfusion array, which we will need to get a scientist to build this upgrade, but at least in theory, eventually, we'll be able to increase our heavy weapon ammo capacity by 15%, using the power cell technology that heavy weapons is fairly old, but it can be improved by rebuilding the core with more modern components. These improvements allow standard power cells to yield more shots per power cell and allow for more total shots to be fired. Again, heavy weapons, very limited in their ammo to begin with, so increasing that definitely would be helpful. Get some additional credits as well, and a little bit of iridium too. Rocking that casual outfit. The N7 hoodie.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Morden Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
Okay. I mean, that's the same guy that the Elusive Man was recommending that we go after first as well. So, I suppose, given the circumstances, that does seem like a solid argument.
Without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Okay. We have an artificial intelligence on our spaceship. So, again, going back into Mass Effect 1 a little bit here, there is an important distinction between virtual intelligence and artificial intelligence. Virtual intelligence, or VI, means that, well, it's a machine that has pre-programmed responses to whatever it is that you're trying to talk about, and is not self-aware. However, artificial intelligence are self-aware, are capable of, independent thought and what have you, and are highly illegal. So the fact that we have an artificial intelligence on board is, by itself, very notable, and the fact that Joker, who doesn't really like for other people to mess with his flying stuff, not gonna like that. Not gonna like having an artificial intelligence perhaps interfering with what he feels he knows best.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
Okay. Well, anyone else you want to introduce us to in that case? Any other artificial intelligence hanging out?
I'm guessing it takes more than just the three of us plus Joker to fly this ship.
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map in the CIC and I'll plot a course.
Jacob and I should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
Alright, so we can use our galaxy map here to pick new destinations for the Normandy to go to. We have a private terminal, which we can use to get status updates on our squad. We have an armory, which we can use to select weapons for our squad. And the elevator to access other sections of the Normandy as well. Also, the captain's quarters, where we can use our personal cabin to customize our appearance. I think much like the place we saw in the Elusive Man's area previously. And we can acquire, once we get the professor, we can use our tech lab to research certain upgrades. So we'll get lots of updates here. Our overarching objective now is, like we were saying when we were talking to the Elusive Man, we are trying to, basically, assemble our team. We had one in Mass Effect 1, then we, you know, kind of died, got brought back to life, and trying to reassemble some kind of unit here. We, of course, at least at the moment, do have Jacob and Miranda tagging along with us, as they did for our previous mission, but we're gonna need a lot more than that if we are to succeed here. So we've got lots of people to talk to. Let's chat with Yeoman Chambers.
I'm Yeoman Kelly Chambers. I've been assigned as your administrative assistant. I'll manage your messages and help you monitor the crew. And I must say, it's such an honor to work under you, Commander Shepard.
Pleasure is ours, I guess?
I'm glad to have you on the team, Miss Chambers.
Please, call me Kelly.
Okay. It's a little informal, but I guess.
Okay, Kelly.
Anything else?
Let's talk.
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Okay, what exactly do you do here?
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified of any messages or appointments you might have. If any of the crew has important business to discuss, I'll make sure you know.
Okay, basically, our concierge, is that all?
Isn't that the type of task better suited for a VI?
Yes, but being your yeoman is just my official role. Unofficially, I observe the crew. Everyone knows how risky our mission is. Many of us may not be coming back. That's a lot of pressure. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed.
So, you're a counselor? A secret counselor?
You make sure the crew's mental health is sound?
Yes. I look for warning signs. I listen. It's not a full-time job, and it's most effective when done informally.
Okay, I mean, I suppose in that case it's good to have you.
We're lucky to have someone with your skills, Kelly.
Thank you, Shepard. What else would you like to know?
Let's see. So, then we can ask you what you think of working for Cerberus. Again, with the context of, I think everyone here knows that Cerberus is a criminal organization, so it does raise that question as to why people would presumably voluntarily choose to work for them when they know that in doing so they are basically committing themselves to some kind of life of crime.
This organization has a dark reputation. Do you have any concerns working for them?
Not at all. Our methods can be harsh, but Cerberus has noble objectives. We look out for human interests, advance human technology, save human lives. They're good goals.
I mean, I guess? You're not wrong about that, but the question is, you know, at what cost? You know, are you sacrificing aliens to do so? Perhaps? But, let's see, I mean, when it comes to your actual job here, do you enjoy it?
How do you feel about being assigned to the Normandy?
I was handpicked by the Elusive Man to help fight the greatest threat known to humanity. How do I feel? Honored, exhilarated, terrified. But mostly I feel encouraged. Under your leadership, we can't fail.
Sure, no pressure. No, wait, we won't.
Don't worry. We'll defeat the Collectors.
I trust you implicitly. The moment
That's kind of weird.
I knew I could close my eyes, fall back, and you'd be there.
Also, pretty weird. Yeah, see, the thing is, coming on very strong here. Very strong. I mean, are we talking trust fall? Are we talking, like, a little more than that? Because, not sure we're all that interested in doing that, so, I mean, like, we catch you, but in a purely friend zone type of way, I think.
Your trust is well placed, Kelly.
I knew it would be. Thank you, Shepard. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
I think that is everything from you.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Maybe. Don't count on it. Okay, so then we have our private terminal, which is where we will be able to look at our team status, upgrades, see if we have any unread messages or archived messages. If we look at our team status, it means we can check on who we have here. We have Miranda, we have Jacob, but we can get a little more information about them. Miranda, well, we see her loyalty, abilities, and weapons here. So, loyalty, we'll talk a lot more about that later on, but that will be a factor, just not so relevant just yet. Abilities, of course, being quite relevant, and weapons relevant as well, just getting a better understanding as to what these people can do. But of course, we've seen what Miranda and Jacob can do already. So, but what we do see is we have other dossiers here, which we'll read up about in just a second. But other than that, we have upgrades we can potentially do, but upgrades improve our squad members' powers, our weapons, our ship, making mission success more likely. In order to acquire new upgrades, we need to find them on our missions, purchasing them from stores, or researching them with a research terminal. We do not yet have any that we can use here, or at least we actually need to get, need to find this scientist that they have been, both the Elusive Man and Miranda have suggested that we find before we can do that. And so that may be top on our priority list. Let's check for any unread messages, though, because we do have some here, from including Counselor Anderson, not Captain Anderson anymore. He has become a member of the Council, remember, at the end of Mass Effect 1. So on the off chance that the rumors are true, and you actually are alive, I need you to come and talk to me on the Citadel. A lot has changed in the last 2 years. You put us on top, and it's only fair that you be allowed to speak for yourself about what we've been hearing. Okay. Let's mark that as read. Then, deal struck with Zaid Masani. From the Elusive Man, Shepard. We've reached an agreement with veteran mercenary Zaid Masani. You may know the name. Zaid has been involved in some of the best known, and some utterly unknown, military operations in the Terminus systems, which is a section of the Milky Way that is generally known for being where all the crime happens, because it is far away from the Citadel, which is sort of the political capital of the area and largest area population-wise. So, and he is feared as a ruthless and relentless bounty hunter. I felt you might need a man with his skills on your mission, so I arranged to have him join you. You'll find him on Omega, where he's wrapping up his current bounty. Don't worry about his fee. I've taken care of that personally. Oh. Okay. Lost contact with survey ship from Project Firewalker. Commander, the MSV Rosalie, a survey ship with Cerberus connections, has gone missing. The survey team was field testing a new prototype, the Hammerhead planet-side exploration rover. In addition, scientist Dr. Manuel Casey, not sure how you say that actually, and Dr. Robert O'Loy are aboard the MSV Rosalie and conducting research for us. We need you to find the ship, her survey team, and the doctors. The MSV Rosalie was last seen near the planet Ziona, Elista Ismar Frontier. That's the location of that place. So we'll keep that on our list as well. Normandy crash site located. So as you can start to see here, we'll get some information about potential missions that we can do from these messages, whether they be based on people that we have met and know and are friendly with, or sometimes just strangers giving us a tip that, hey, there seems to be something happening here that you might want to look into. So from Admiral Hackett, which is the leader of the, basically, I mean, 5th Fleet Admiral of the Alliance military, but Alliance Navy? But he's basically, I think, the highest ranking member of the entire human military. Or if not, then the leader of the largest group of the Alliance military. And so the guy that we are oftentimes talking to when it comes to, or at least were talking to oftentimes when it came to missions in Mass Effect 1. So our scans in the Amada system have turned up something we thought you should see. The final location of the wreckage of the SSV Normandy. So the original Normandy, where, of course, our ship crashed and we had died. We thought this news might be important to you, but we also have an ulterior motive. The Alliance would like to honor the Normandy with a monument, built on the site of the ship's final resting place. We'd like to invite you to place the monument and be the first to walk on the site. There are still 20 crew members unaccounted for from the attack on the Normandy. If you find any signs of those lost crewmen, we ask that you report to the Alliance so that those heroes' families might find some closure. Godspeed to you, Commander. That's from Admiral Hackett. Never mind the fact that he did not acknowledge the fact that we have possibly, maybe been resurrected. Okay, then we have recon from the elusive man, Shepard. It occurred to our armor technicians, you may not want to show your face everywhere you go. It's sent by a hood that Cerberus issues to its covert operatives. It has additional microframe functions that you may like. Hood is in your quarters, so again, we can swap around our equipment if we go back to our quarters and look at the same type of thing that we saw before we were speaking to the elusive man previously. Although this may be a new option to us. I think it might have originally been DLC, but has now been rolled up into the base Legendary Edition game. Then Overlord, and I suppose minor spoiler, but the previous Firewalker message that we were reading about and this message here, Overlord, are both also DLCs that were, of course, initially separate from the base game, but have now been rolled into Legendary Edition. So, from the elusive man, Shepard, one of our cells just went off the grid without explanation. Project Overlord has been experimenting with highly volatile technology, and I need you to investigate. Your work is extremely compartmentalized, enough that I can't divulge operational details over this channel. You'll find them on the planet Aite Typhoon System in the Phoenix Massing Cluster. Please use care in this matter, okay? Then the arc projector from the elusive man. Shepard, we recently had an incident involving the Geth at one of our outposts in the Scyllian Verge. Don't worry, I'm not sending you off to chase anything down. Our operatives waged a highly successful battle against a Geth scouting party and credited their success to a new advanced electrical attack device that we finally let them take out of the lab. Since their unit is being reassigned for some rest and relaxation, thought you should take custody of the weapon in the meantime. Weapon is called an arc projector. I sent it to the Normandy's armory so you can examine it for yourself and use it if you deem it worthy. It's gone through plenty of tests that indicate it overloads kinetic barriers and synthetic enemies particularly well. The laboratory demonstrations are a poor substitute for actual field reports. We know it works. Now we want to see what it can do in the right hands. If all goes well, we'll use your tactics to train other operatives. So a new heavy type of weapon here is what this is that we can potentially use if we go to our weapon locker. Then another message from the elusive man, Shepard. At great cost and effort, we've tracked down the master thief Kasumi Goto and convinced her to work with you. Very few people have ever heard of her, and fewer can claim to have seen her in person. She's unequaled at stealth and infiltration, and her skills will prove invaluable to your mission. Travel to the Zakera ward in the Citadel. There you will find a special ad terminal that differs from the usual. Input the password "Silence is Golden" to begin the rendezvous. So, Kasumi is someone that we can, as the elusive man is saying here, try to recruit to our team, as was Zaid, another person that we were reading about from a message from the elusive man, both of whom were also DLC in the initial Mass Effect 2, but again, have been rolled up into Legendary Edition. Then finally, Ascension Final Services Your Account. Stanwyck Dobbs, Banking Agent, Ascension Financial Services Earth. Hello, Commander Shepard. Thank you for submitting your updated medical documentation. Status has been changed from deceased to alive. After deducting modest administrative fees for closing the file, the subsequent change in status and reactivation of your account, you have a remaining balance of a lot of credits. Thank you for banking with Ascension Financial Services. We look forward to working with you. Are you protecting your greatest assets? You will find the best life insurance rates and coverage to fit your needs. Apply for a free quote today. Is this our life insurance kicking in because we had died? Okay. Sure. Now we've no new messages, so if you read through something and you want to check back at it, you should see things in the archived messages here. But we've gone through all of our unread messages, we checked in on our team, checked our upgrades, though we don't have any at the moment. We are getting closer to completing several of our codex entries and achievements. We do have some journal updates from, again, reading all those messages and learning about potential missions for us to undergo. So, like I was saying, we got some details there. We probably will not be looking to do those in the near future, but it does mean that, much like in Mass Effect 1, we will have things organized into a missions and assignments category. Missions being the main quest So things that we, at some point in time, will need to do in order to progress the plot of the game. And then assignments being optional side missions that we will definitely make an effort to do, but are technically not mandatory. So, let's take a look at our main missions here, because we do have some things we want to take a look at. Of course, the overarching thing here is that we need to stop the Collectors. Cerberus has determined that an alien race called the Collectors is attacking human colonies. They are assembling a team to stop this threat to humanity. So we need to assemble our team. Like I said, that is going to be our priority at this stage, using the Elusive Man's dossiers, assembling a team of experts to fight the Collectors. Speaking of those dossiers, we were just reading about Kasumi, the Master Thief, Master of Stealth and Infiltration, skilled hacker and information specialist, operates completely off the grid, and has no criminal record despite being a Master Thief. Kasumi Kato is not the most famous thief in the galaxy. She's the best. Trained in the arts of stealth and infiltration, she has acquired artifacts and information from all over the galaxy, and yet maintains a completely clean criminal record. She's awaiting rendezvous with Shepard on the Citadel in the Zakara Ward. So that means we can try to track down and recruit Kasumi. Similarly, we have Zaid here, the other person we were reading about from that message from the Elusive Man. He's an expert in both personal and small unit combat, unparalleled mercenary soldier and bounty hunter, known for a willingness to get the job done no matter the cost. Zaid is, without a doubt, the most feared mercenary and bounty hunter in the galaxy. His services have been retained by Cerberus at extremely high cost. He's currently awaiting pickup on Omega. Yeah, talk about extremely high cost. Not only did they pour who knows how many resources into resurrecting Shepard, they also just rebuilt our ship, the Normandy, and, well, the Normandy, the original version, was a state-of-the-art prototype ship. So, I mean, if it has the same functionality as that, then this is gotta be a pretty darn expensive ship as well. And then now we see the Elusive Man throwing money around here to help us recruit some teammates as well. And so he's got no shortage of money, seemingly. So if we travel to Omega, we can pick up the infamous mercenary Zaid. Then we've got the Council. While we were never completely supportive, or while they were never completely supportive before, it may still be worth contacting the Council and informing them of recent events by going to the Citadel and requesting a meeting with the Council. And that is something that seemingly Counselor Anderson was saying that we ought to do. So we'll add that to the list as well. Then this is the person that both the Elusive Man and Miranda was suggesting that we track down, Dr. Morden Solis, a biological weapons expert, light weapons training with Solarian Special Tasks Group, which is basically the Solarian Special Forces, which is another species. Dr. Morden Solis is a Solarian biological weapons expert whose technology may hold the key to countering Collector attacks. He's currently operating a medical clinic in the slums of Omega. If we talk to Arya at Afterlife, we can get more information about Morden Solis. And that, given all the recommendations, he is probably the person that we will try to track down first. Let's just say that the recommendations are not without merit. That is, there is definitely reason to try to target him first. Then we have the Warlord, Dr. O'Keir. Millennia of combat and strategic experience, rumored familiarity with Collector technology. A brilliant and brutal Krogan warlord who fought in the Krogan rebellions. Dr. O'Keir has become obsessed with saving the Krogan people from the Genophage and is believed to have contacted the Collectors in an attempt to gain technology to that end. He's currently in a Blue Suns camp on Corliss, though the nature of his relationship with the mercenary group is unknown. So we'll travel to Corliss in the Emir system to track him down. And we have Archangel, a small unit tactical expertise, an Omni-Tool expert and noted sniper. Archangel is a mercenary commander whose operations are noted for their technical expertise and strategic brilliance. He's responsible for high-profile attacks on gang leaders on Omega and can likely be found there. Okay, so we'll travel to Omega in the Sarabarak system and find Archangel. Does sound like we have several things that are happening on Omega, so that is perhaps the next place where we'll be looking to go. Then lastly, we have the Convict here. Jack, no known last name, is an exceptional biotic with a criminal background currently in custody that does perhaps complicate matters a bit. Jack is rumored to be the most powerful human biotic ever encountered. That's a pretty lofty title. Very little additional data regarding Jack is available, except that the subject has a history of violence and should be approached carefully. Currently, Jack is being held on the Turian prison ship Purgatory. It's quite a name. Cerberus has negotiated for the prisoner's release. Wow, okay. So go to the prison ship Purgatory and pick up the convict. Yeah, you know, just stopping by to pick up the convicts, what have you. No big deal, don't mind us. So those are all the main missions there. And in terms of side missions, for the most part, we're looking at DLCs here. Ones that we are probably going to wait a little bit before we make a point of doing. So let's not focus on those as of right now.